St. Paul's words to Titus to be spoken to the early Christians are words that we need to hear over and over again. They're even more appropriate perhaps today in the world in which we live. Be obedient. St. Paul says to be open to every good enterprise, slander no one, be peaceable, considerate, exercising all graciousness toward everyone. That's the challenge of Christian life. And St. Paul reminds us that we do that because that is indeed how we have been treated by God. The kindness and generous love of God that has been the source of salvation for all of us, despite our sins and our failures, our misdeeds, our lack of charity. We have been saved through the bath of rebirth, St. Paul says. The water of God's mercy, his compassion, his great kindness that is without limit to all who seek it. And the response that needs to be given is what we hear in the gospel today. We've heard that story over and over again. It still is something to think about. Lepers were some of the worst outcasts in the world in which Jesus lived. No one would go near a leper because they would be afraid of contracting the disease themselves. They needed to shout out if people came anywhere near to chase them away. They wore bells around their neck. They had no contact, no ability to worship in the synagogue. What a dramatic turn of events for all 10 when they meet Jesus. He heals them, cleanses them, restores them to life. And yet only one of the 9, has any sense to fall on his knees in front of Jesus to express gratitude and thanksgiving. Where are the other 9, Jesus says? Has none but this foreigner returned to give thanks to God? And that is at the heart of being able to live a Christian life well. St. Augustine said, without gratitude, there's no chance to gain any other virtues. And we know that's difficult. We like to complain. We like to see life like the glass half empty. We want more and more. We're envious of others. Our prayers don't get answered. We get angry at God. How thankful are we at every moment of life? Do we recognize the hand of God constantly guiding us, leading us? Do we realize that he is the source of all of our blessings, not ourselves? We can fool ourselves and think that we're responsible for our great success in life, but we aren't. God has given everything to us in abundance, and we're called to live with grateful hearts. You know, that's why we come to Mass. We sometimes forget the Eucharist is a Greek word meaning to give thanks. That's why we're here, for no other reason. We come, some of us every day, most Catholics hopefully once a week, to thank God. That's the reason we gather around the Eucharist to offer our prayer of blessing and thanksgiving for all that God does for us. Today we honor one of the great saints of our country, St. Francis Xavier Cabrini, who founded the Sisters of the Sacred Heart. She wanted to go to China, to the Far East, to bring the love of God to those that did not know him, but the Pope said, you need to go west, to America, to take care of all of the Italian immigrants who were coming in such great number. And that's what she did. She had a heart of gold, She did see the face of Christ in everyone. That's our opening prayer today. That like her, we might see Christ in every person, that we might respond to the needs of people around us. She built orphanages, schools, hospitals to take care of the sick and the dying, especially children in a new country who needed to learn. Her whole life was one of service, and Mother Cabrini always spoke of the gratitude that flowed from her heart for giving her that opportunity to serve those in need. She expressed always her gratitude to God for her vocation, the opportunity that she had to be of service to the church. And so we honor her today, the first American citizen ever to be canonized. And she represents for us that call to charity, to service, to live exercising all graciousness toward everyone, as St. Paul reminds us today. And may we live always with a thankful and grateful heart, realizing and recognizing the blessings that God has given to us that will help us to live our faith well, to serve others, and to gain heaven.